Hi there, it's Susan Grandfield here. So welcome to another Insights into Your Brain video blog. Now if this is the first one you've come across, then feel free to look back at the others. I've done quite a few now, so you'll learn about all sorts of other parts of the brain. And if you've watched a number of them, then welcome back. And today I'd like to talk to you about this part of your brain. Okay, so this part at the front. So that's the back of your brain, that's the front. So really it's the bit just behind your forehead, behind your eyes. It's the frontal lobe, sometimes known as the prefrontal cortex. Now, why do I want to talk about that with you on this video blog? Well, because it's a really important part of the brain, aren't they all? But that one is this is the part of the brain that really separates us from other primates. It's what really makes us the sophisticated, complex creatures that we are. And it's the part of our brain which enables us to make really complex, difficult decisions, to solve problems, to make connections between things that we know, to be able to assess situations and decide how to behave, to regulate our emotions, loads and loads of really important stuff. Now, the thing is, it's able to do all of that great stuff for us, but what we know about the prefrontal cortex is that it gets tired quite easily. We rely on it a huge amount. Think about all the stuff you have to think about, decisions you have to make, choices you have to make on a day-to-day basis. That's a lot of work for that bit of the brain to be doing. So what we find is that actually other parts of the brain, other parts we've talked about in other videos, quite often that the frontal cortex will almost defer to those parts of the brain. If we're in a situation which is familiar, it's routine, we've been here before, we've done it before, we defer to that bit defers to other parts of the brain like the basal ganglia, the cerebellum, which is these are the parts of the brain that store habits and routines and familiarity. So the prefrontal cortex kind of can take a bit of a rest. It can go, do you know what, I've done a lot today, you guys take over. Now that's great in lots of ways because it means that we don't have to be thinking all the time, we can get out of bed in the morning, get in our car, go to work and not have to engage too much with that thinking part of the brain. But what happens is that part of the brain starts to kind of get used to not really doing very much. And so the less we use it, the less it engages. And so what that means is we're kind of missing out on the amazing things this part of the brain is capable of. We get into that kind of routine, get onto that treadmill, and perhaps boredom sets in, but even if it doesn't, we're just not experiencing the amazing stuff that we could experience in life, in interacting with other people, in having new ideas and being creative. So if you've ever felt yourself getting a bit bored, lacking creativity, maybe even struggling to make decisions, maybe it's because your prefrontal cortex isn't being engaged enough. So, what we also know about this part of the brain is it loves novelty, it craves novelty. So doing new things, taking yourself into new environments, meeting new people, reading new things, watching different TV programs, even eating different types of food, starts to engage this part of the brain. Take it into different situations, give it different things to engage with, and you'll be amazed at what starts to happen. A chain reaction kind of happens where the more you feed it with new stuff, the more it wants new stuff. So you can get out of that rut of boredom and lethargy and tiredness and just not having the impetus you want or would like to have to do stuff by really engaging with the prefrontal cortex. So great to have the habits, all those other bits of the brain are doing stuff automatically, but really start to think about what can you do today that will create something new for this part of the brain to really engage in. So I hope you found that useful. As always, drop me an email, comments, thoughts, suggestions, and if there's any other parts of the brain you'd like to know more about, let me know and I shall maybe cover that in my next video blog. So thanks very much for watching and I hope you enjoyed it.